Hey, look at you, all grown up and needing car insurance. You don't have to freak out if you got a driving record that's not so hot or worry if you aren't sure exactly what you need. Able Insurance has your back. Pass up the national insurance companies where you're just another number and keep your auto insurance right here in Charlottesville. 979-0814 is the number. AbleInsurance.com is the site.
Go.
What up, though, BlogTalk Show.
Say it one more time.
What up, though, BlogTalk Show.
What up, though? Welcome to the BlogTalk Show podcast. I'm your host, Ahmad Hawkins, and I appreciate you for taking time out today to listen to the latest episode of the BlogTalk Show podcast. Before we get started, as always, I want to encourage you guys to go subscribe to the BlogTalk Show podcast on Apple Podcasts and iTunes and leave a review. It helps with visibility, and it helps me improve on what you feel like you would like to hear me break down more with each episode. This episode is dedicated to the University of Virginia football team. This is a UVA podcast as we will recap their latest game versus the Duke Blue Devils down there at Cameron. They came up short, lost by 2 points. So we're going to dive into some numbers, and we want to dive into a little bit of fan talk of what went wrong, what should have been done, and suggestions by a lot of the fans as far as who should play and things of that nature. So it's not going to be a long podcast. It's going to be fun, though. We're going to have some fun, so strap up because I'm in a lot of social media groups, so I'm going to address a lot of the questions and a lot of discussions that were talked about since the game has ended. So make sure you also subscribe to the BlogTalk Show podcast YouTube channel. Just go to YouTube, search the BlogTalk Show. It should pop up. This is the new channel. This is the BlogTalk Show 2.0, as I call it. The last channel got deleted somehow, and I didn't feel like disputing it and going through all that for just 1,600 subscribers. I feel like overdue time, we'll get back on traction. So it's not like I'm trying to get rich off of YouTube. It's just a different platform for me to offer more things outside of UVA sports. As you guys can see, if you've been following me over the years, I talk about every sport and any and everything that I can. So if you're a UVA fan and you would like to hear me talk about other sports, things are available out there. But let's go ahead and jump right into it, man. We 2 minutes in. Enough with the pleasantries, enough with the promotion. Let's jump right into why you guys are here. Don't want to waste your time. UVA versus Duke. Duke won by a score of 72-70 to improve to 15-2 and 4-1 in the ACC. Virginia, with their first loss of the season, they are now 16-1 and 4-1 in the ACC. When we go over some numbers, we'll start with the visitors, the Virginia Cavaliers. DeAndre Hunter led UVA in scoring with 18 points. He played 38 minutes, 8 for 14 from the field, but he was held without a three-pointer. He was 0 for 2 from the three-point line, and he was just 2 of 4 from the free throw line. So he shot 50% from the free throw line. He had 4 rebounds, 1 turnover, and 1 steal. Cal Guy scored 14 points in 37 minutes played. He came into this game leading us in scoring. I think he was averaging like 15.5 a game. So he was right close to his average. He was 6 of 12 from the field, just 2 of 7 from 3. 6 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 turnover, 1 steal. Ty Jerome also had 14 points in 35 minutes played. He was 6 of 13 from the field, just 1 of 5 from 3, and also just 1 of 3 from the free throw line. He had 4 rebounds, 4 assists to 1 turnover. Then you have Jack Salt, 27 minutes played, 2 for 2 from the field, 1 for 2 from the free throw line. He had 4 total rebounds, 1 turnover, and 5 points. Mamdi Diakite played just 17 minutes. He was 1 of 5 from the field, 0 for 2 from 3, 1 rebound, and 2 points. 1 block also. You had Braxton Key. He played 21 minutes, so he played more minutes than Mountain Diakite. He was 2 for 3 from the field. He was 7 of 8 from the free throw line. He was 0 for 1 from 3. He had 6 total rebounds, 2 assists to just 1 turnover, 1 block, 1 steal to go along with 11 points. Jay Huff had 4 points. He played 7 minutes, 2 for 2 from the field, had the outstanding dunk, and then he ended up on SportsCenter on the other end when he fouled Zion Williams, and Zion still finished his dunk. He had 1 rebound, 1 turnover, 2 blocks in the 7 minutes that he played, and Kihei Clark had just 2 points in 18 minutes, 1 for 2 from the field, 1 rebound, 1 assist to 2 turnovers, and 1 steal. The Wahoos overall as a team shot 52% from the field. They shot just 17% from 3. They was 3 of 17 from 3. Again, they shot 17% from 3. We're talking about one of the best three-point shooting teams in the ACC. I think they top 2. They might be tops because what they did to Virginia Tech and what they did versus Virginia Tech. And I didn't go to the ACC.com and check. I should have did that. But off the top of my head, I'm going to just say we the best three-point team in the ACC. And we shot 3 of 17. And if you didn't see the game, it wasn't contested 3. I'm talking about we were wide. It was great looks. And they were going in and out. We were 11 of 17 from the free throw line. Just 64%. So you already see the theme that I'm going towards. The last 2 stats that I just read you jump out to me the most when it comes to UVA basketball. 3-point line, free throw line. Because we're not known to get to the free throw line a lot. So you got to take of every opportunity that you get when you step to the line. And I always, have been, communicated to like, Ball Hawk, can you pay attention to who's shooting the free throws also? Because we all know if it's Jack Salt going to the free throw line, then you're going to be some trash can juice because Jack is not a good free throw shooter. He shoot 50%. So Jack shot 2 of those. He actually made 1 of them. So he was 1 or 2. But, you got guys that we depend on that are solid shooters, and they shot 50% or lower from the free throw line. That's not acceptable. Ty Jerome will tell you it's not acceptable for him to go 1 of 3 from the free throw line. It's not me being detrimental towards him. This is constructive criticism. He's a shooter. He'll tell you 1 for 3 from the free throw line is not acceptable. He'll tell you 1 for 5 from 3 is not acceptable. DeAndre Hunter, 2 for 4 from the free throw line. He's our best free throw. No, he's not our best. Cal is. But he's up there. And what's so amazing about when Hunter missed free throws, he makes a lemon for the free throw line extended. Triple threat, jab, and then he'll shoot that jumper. So that stat to me jumped out to me the most. Our inability to make free throws. 11 of 17. We know Duke can't shoot free throws. They were 18 of 31. Came into the game, we know Duke can't make free throws. I mean, every time Zion and RJ Barrett and Cam, every time they went to the free throw line, they showed you that they were trash can juice shooting free throws. They were around 60, low 60%. We're talking about a dude like RJ Barrett. It's 60% free throw shooter, but he's a scorer. He was 7 for 11. He did make 2 big ones late in the game. Zion Williams, people say he can't shoot. They treat him like he Ben Simmons. He shot 50%. He was 7 of 14. It'll be amazing if teams don't start hacking at Zion as the season goes on. I don't know. But I'm just throwing that out there. When you go to Duke, RJ Barrett played 40 minutes. 11 of 19 from the field, 1 of 6 from 3, 7 of 11 from the free throw line, scored 30 points. Zion Williamson scored 27 points in 38 minutes. He was 10 of 16 from the field. Everything was within inside the paint. He shot 1 3-pointer. He missed that. 50% from the free throw line, 7 of 14, 9 rebounds, 1 highlight block, 2 steals. Cam Reddish, he was trash can juice. 3 of 12 from the field in 37 minutes for a kid of his caliber, just 9 points. Pack line did that thing versus Cam. It was RJ and Zion that made it difficult for us. I don't need to read the other stats, but it might be some Duke fans listening, and which is ironic because I didn't think they listened to a Wahoo podcast, but apparently they do. So Jack White played 40 minutes, 4 points, 4 rebounds. Marquise Bolden, 33 minutes, 2 points. Javan Delore, no points, 7 minutes, fouled out, and he come from the Ville. Shout out to him and his family. Alex O'Connell, 5 minutes, no points. Let's get right down to the nitty-gritty. Duke shot 51% from the field, 14% from three. They're not a great three-point shooting team. That's how Q's beat them. They played the zone day to shoot the three, shoot it, shoot it, shoot it, shoot it, shoot it, shoot a jumper, shoot a jumper, shoot a jumper. That's what I would do if I'm playing Duke. Shoot the jumper, shoot the jumper, shoot it, shoot it, shoot it. Can you shoot? You can't shoot. Shoot it. Easier said than done. I mean, I'm at home. And I will give it to Zion and RJ. I will give them respect in this aspect. They took it to the cup. The light bulb went off, epiphany. Because UVA does not play zone. And I know a lot of folks, and this is, look. Well, look, let me hold that thought. Let me go to some post-game notes because people do listen for post-game notes and things like that. And then I'm going to go back to the zone comment I was about to make. Okay? So let's go to some team notes. The number one versus the number one matchup, AP and coaches poll, was the first in ACC history, first since 2016, Kansas, Oklahoma, and fourth in NCAA history. UVA's nation-leading 13-game road winning streak ended. The Cavaliers' 16-0 start was their best start since 19-0 and 2014-2015 season. UVA is now 4-1 versus ranked teams. UVA is 1-30 all-time versus AP top-ranked opponents. UVA's 9-game winning streak versus ranked opponents ended. The Cavaliers' 12-game conference winning streak ended. The Cavaliers' 12-game league road winning streak ended. The streak ranks 4th all-time in ACC history behind Duke's 24-game win streak and 14-game win streak and North Carolina State's 13-game win streak. UVA is 52-119 all-time versus Duke, including a 9-53 record at Cameron Indoor Stadium. UVA trailed at the half for the first time this season when they trailed 37-32. UVA's three-pointers, 3 of 17, marked a season low. UVA had a 17-0 margin in bench points. Duke's 15 fast break points marked a season high versus the Cavaliers. Cal Guy has a 17-game three-pointer streak and has made two of more three-pointers in each. All right, I'm tired of reading that. Let's get back to what I was saying about the zone because that's eating me up right now. So I'm seeing a lot of folks. I'm seeing things, right? Shout out to my man Piper Boy Williams because I don't want to steal his slogan. He always say, I'm looking online and I'm seeing things. I was about to say his slogan, so I had to give him salute for that. But I'm looking online and I was seeing things, and I'm seeing UVA fans say, Coach Bennett got out coached because they saw Coach K go to a zone, right? And then they said, how come Coach Bennett didn't go to a zone, make the adjustment? How come he didn't see what Syracuse did and understand that Syracuse made it hard for Duke and we should have went to zone? And I learned this when I became a coach, when I coached at William Monroe High School in 2008 season. And I remember as a young defensive coordinator how easy I thought it was just to install a brand new defense just because the team before me ran said defense. And it took head coach Mark Sanford to pull me to the side and be like, yeah, you can always just throw in a new defense, but can your players execute it to the best of their ability in a limited time of practice that they have? Meaning, if that's not their bread and butter, why are we going against the grain? Shouldn't we sharpen up what we do best? And that takes me to what I'm trying to say about Coach Bennett. It's easy for us on the outside looking in to just say, just switch to a zone. It's easy to play zone. Go to 2-3 zone. But if you haven't mastered the art of playing a 2-3, like Syracuse is the outlier. Syracuse, that's their bread and butter. That 2-3 zone is all they do. They're just like saying, hey, Syracuse, get out that 2-3 zone. You need to go man. And people say, it's just easy to play man. No, it's not. You got to understand weak side. You got to understand how you're going to head screens. You got to understand pick and roll, what you're going to do. You got to understand so many nuances in just defenses versus what we just see on video games and TV. So for the folks that say, oh, Coach Bennett should have just went to zone, everything would have been all right. I disagree with that because we don't practice zone. That's not our bread and butter is the pack line. You can't ask one of the best defensive teams in the country to go against what they've been doing for years and what's been making them so successful. Like, you lose games, people. We lost. But my job is to bring everything together. My job is to take your voice, bring it to this microphone, allow you to be heard, and then you can kind of see what my thoughts are. So that's my first thought. The zone piece, no. It's not just that easy to just say, hey, go play zone. It's not that easy, right? Second thing, more important, here's the one thing I felt like we should have did with Zion Williamson. Why are we pressuring him at the three-point line extended? Again, that's how you know that's how we're taught. You know, we're taught pack line defense. Get right at the three-point line, form a wall, don't allow a drive. Allow them to shoot difficult three-pointers. So when it came to Zion Williamson, I saw Jack Salt covering Zion because they gave Zion the ball and the elbow extended. He does well when he has the ball on the elbow, especially the right elbow, because he can use that left hand to get to the middle. He'll give you one dribble with the right hand. He'll cross over immediately with the left hand, and he'll explode and get to the middle, right? Pack and line defense. What do we encourage? We encourage you to go to the middle where help is, right? Zion Williams is 268-pound freight train. Duke did a great job, but anytime they gave the ball to Zion on that right elbow, our left elbow, they would move a guy from the top. Instead of being at the top of the key, they would take that defender and move him to the opposite elbow or almost just give him the whole middle. They'll just move to where you truly can't help, because if you help, you can't recover, right? Putting stress on us. So Zion was getting to the cut with his left hand. And I was sitting at home, my wife was like, damn, why is Jack checking him so far out there? Then I realized that's the pack line defense. That's what we do. That's what has allowed us to get to this point as far as being heavily respected and winning the ACC and having all these wins as winning streak. And Duke picked up on that. It just is what it is. Now, could we have switched off and followed Duke's, how do you say, kind of matched up with them and put like Key on? I would like to see Key on Zion Williamson, to be honest with you. I thought Key is strong. He's 6'8". He does a great job of sliding his feet. But I just don't know. You know, it was ways to where Duke was getting that matchup where Jack was matched up on Zion, even though they had Jack White in the game also. You know, you got to give respect to Duke in the sense that they were doing certain off-ball screens to get switches to get Zion on Jack. And not singling Jack out, not saying he scored 27 points on Jack. It didn't matter. Like, when Zion got into the lane, it was barbecue chicken. I mean, he's a phenomenal player and phenomenal athlete. It's hard to contain phenomenal athletes. And I said this in the Virginia Tech podcast when I had the brief blurb on Duke. I said the one thing that's going to make it tough when we play Duke is you can do everything you can defensively, textbook-wise, and they're just going to out-athlete you, meaning all else fails. Zion is just going to elevate, which he does. He will elevate and throw the ball up on the rim, and when you're coming down, he's already hitting the ground and jumping back up. It was times where he would lay the ball up. It would be contested by Jack Salt, Jay Huff, Key, Hunter, and he would get right back off the ground on the second bounce like he was Dennis Rodman and tap the ball in. So he just made it tough. You got people now singling Salt out, blaming Salt, saying Huff should have played. And that's very disheartening because it puts me in a pickle because, in order to really decipher and really break down why certain players are playing and why other players should, stay in their lane or stay in certain minutes, it's going to be deemed as criticizing a player or picking them apart. And I don't like to be demeaning toward a college player. If this was pro players, I'll break it down quick, fast, in a hurry. Wouldn't care because they pay professionals. But in college, I kind of tread lightly. So bear with me. So with the Jay Huff situation, right? Jay Huff is, if you can understand this analogy, Jay Huff to me is a backup quarterback in football. You all remember when a backup quarterback has a good showing in like brief snaps, and then when the starter starts to struggle, it's like, yo, put the backup in. So-and-so should be starting. The backup quarterback is the most popular player until they become the starter, until the expectations follow. Right now, Jay Huff doesn't have clear expectations. Right now, Jay Huff is the energy guy. Jay Huff is the highlight reel. Jay Huff is the breath of fresh air. Jay Huff is the difference. Jay Huff is the new breed of European basketball, the stretch 4, stretch 5. Jay Huff is something that we haven't had here truly. Jay Huff is what we wanted Toby to be, right? Toby was a kid 6'7" 6'10", 7 feet that can shoot, step out. But Jay Huff is 2.0 because he's a high flyer as well. So Jay Huff has a no expectation slate right now. So if he comes into the game and he messes up, blah, 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 he's the backup. Who cares? Just pull him out. You got, you'll have guys who like are against him getting minutes saying, see, that's why he don't play. But the people who are his advocate are just like, well, he's the backup. That's how I look at Jay Huff. Jay Huff can do no wrong right now, even when he does wrong. And even if you break down the wrong that he does, I just feel like you're just tearing him down. So me personally, Jay Huff is an offensive specialist. He could come in, he could spread the floor. The paint opens up. That's all fine and dandy. But we were playing Duke, and Duke has the athletes that can actually, in the long run, negate Jeff Huff or whoever we put at the 5. You feel what I'm saying? Like, yes, you could put Jay Huff in. He would have spread the floor. We would have got – he can shoot the 3, so it's a viable option. When they went to the zone, yes. When they went zone, yes, I was hoping, hey, put Huff in the game. But I'm pretty sure Coach K would have got up out of there, out of the zone if Jay Huff was in the game. Like, he wouldn't have stayed. Hindsight is 20/20. I don't know for sure, but that's just what I'm throwing out there. But my point with this is Jack Salt should not even be in the discussion of all this. Why are we even pointing at Jack Salt? The reason why we ultimately lost this game is because we were trash can juice shooting from 3. Our outside shooting was not there. I mean, this was the one game I don't understand why folks were. This is not even the right game to even say Jay Huff need more minutes over Jack Salt. This is the one game where you would have been right by saying Jay Huff should have took Mamdi Diakite's minute. Say, I didn't want to do this, but I got to break bread with y'all. Mamdi was the one that you could have been like, take his minutes. When was the last time we ever had 2 7-footers on the floor at the same time? Jack Salt might be 6'11", 6'10", but damn it, that's 7 feet. Can you imagine if you had Jay Huff and Jack Salt in the game at the same time? Let's be honest. That's some formidable twin towers, and Huff is a stretch anyway. He's athletic like he's a 4 anyway. He can handle the ball. And I'm not telling Tony Bennett what to do. I'm just telling you guys what, like, if he would have took Diakite's minute, would y'all still be saying Jack Salt? Like, was Jack Salt really the issue? Was he really an issue this game? I'm being honest with y'all. Was he really an issue? He wasn't an issue to me. He wasn't. Duke did a great job. It don't matter if Jay Huff was in and he had to check Zion. He was barbecue chicken too. None of our bigs going to check Zion on that perimeter, on that elbow, and he could get to his left. It don't matter who you are. We're talking about a guaranteed top 2 pick, a generational talent athletically. Okay? Yes, there are a lot of things we could have done. But the main thing that we can control, that we can improve on, that is fixable, is hitting our open threes. and free throws. Free throw shooting, 3-point shooting. That's why we lost. It wasn't because of no Jack Salt and Jay Huff not playing enough. It was because of team 3-point shooting and team free throw shooting. I'm not going to take any more time in this podcast of breaking down why Salt played more minutes than Huff, because that's obsolete for this game. We got to be better than that as fans and just tip our hat sometimes and be like, you beat us on the scoreboard, but we just didn't shoot well. Not, hey, player A needs to play more minutes than player B. Let's not do that. Yo, we better than that. We should hold ourselves at a high regard. Not saying we sedity and we better than everybody, but we need to practice on ourselves of how we take defeat. In order to be successful, you must first learn how to fail. That's what Michael Jordan said. What I'm saying is we lost our first game. Let's all of us shut the hell up juice and just realize we can fix it. Point blank period. We can fix it. But I do want to see the two Twin Towers on the court sometimes. I mean, that's wishful thinking. That's it. Braxton Key shot 8 free throws. He shot 8 free throws. We were trying to get the look. I will say this: Duke made us a 2-point shooting team. Well, I give them credit for. Well, you know what? I ain't giving Duke no credit for that. We took the best shot available. We took the open threes, we didn't make them, and then when we could do a blow-by, we blew by them. We're showing that we will go to the cup. Somebody said Duke made y'all a 2-point shooting team, Hawk. As I further broke down the film, that was more of us not settling for jumpers. It wasn't like Duke was running us off the 3-point line. It was us recognizing that the lane is open. Yes, and when Jay Huff was in, the lane got open. Absolutely correct. But then we realized, I'm going to tell y'all something, man. The boy Zion is nice. Did he get help with the refs and was some home cooking? That's what home court advantage is. Questionable calls usually go to the home team. That's what home court advantage is. Influence of fans, they're human. Refs are going to on an error on the side of who they feel like going to protect them. So that's all I got for y'all, man. This was more soapbox moment than analytics and breaking down what happened. Because I felt like it needed to be said for our fan base. It's just, I know this is a game that you guys didn't really want to hear numbers. You just wanted straight up group chat and sports talk. And that's why I felt like I give you guys, you're not wrong for wanting Jay Huff to play more minutes. I do want to say when Kihei was in the game, Duke guards played big, meaning that they didn't have any wasted dribbles with Kihei on them. Kihei is 5'9", 5'8". Those guys are 6'5", 6'6". They played to their size. They use their length. They're great finishers in the paint. Tip your hat off to a R.J. Barrett. When he saw Kihei was on him, he just went to the cup. They made some tough shots, man, and that's when I tip my hat off to them. Coach Gay didn't out-coach Coach Bennett, in my opinion. I feel like Coach Bennett is the best coach in the ACC and not Coach Bennett. That's just me. And that's not home cooking. I feel like Coach Bennett has 3 pros now on this team. He has 3 legit NBA players on this team. So it's no woe is me, Duke has all the talent. No. They may have 2 lottery picks, but overall, Virginia's a better team. But Duke won. The best team doesn't always win. It's all about being the better team that night, and they played better that night. So that's all I got for you guys. Make sure you subscribe to the podcast, man. Definitely appreciate all the support. Make sure you go to sthjuice.com if you want your Shut the Hell Up Juice apparel, or hit me up on Instagram at IamBallHawk, and let me know what type of shirt you would like to purchase. I definitely get with you. And wahoo wah to the day I die, man. Ballhawk, we out.
I want the whole world spin my record. Cheryl, the hoodie styles, check game, stay free records. Oh, shorty girl fed to death in a massaging. Bad news, even be massaging. I got a fitted head, I be massaging. Pinky rings on my finger, I'm massaging. I got a speedboat concert cause I massage. I coming through about a whole Econo Lodge. I be massaging, I be massaged. I'm coming through with Cadillacs and massaging. Yeah, boats I'm constantly massaging. I got GPS's, I be massaging. I catch croaker fish cause I'm massaging. I like a macaroni plate, I be massaging. Even oodles and noodles, I be massaging. Straight out the ghetto, cause I'm massaging. I got ice around my neck cause I'm massaging. Or even gold teeth, I'm massaging. A pinky ring iced out cause I'm massaging. I got $100 million, I be massaging. I got $10, I be massaging. I got $1,000, I be massaging. I got 22 cents and be massaging. I take a penny and be massaging. I tell shorty girl fat, I be massaging. Your big tooth, I be massaging. I be massaging, I be massaging. I got a GPS stern with massaging. Whole share road chain be massaging. I got a Uzi, I be massaging. I got a 12 gauge pump, I massage. I got 100,000, I massage. Ain't broke, I be massaging. I stay paid, I be massaging. I stay late, I be massaging. I hit the pool all night cause I'm massaging. She wanna come through loaded and massage. Whole team, we massage. Bad new posse constantly massage. Ain't no joke, I be massaging. Even the bacon and eggs, I be massaging. Polo shirts, Chateau Adidas, I be massaging. I love you, sweetie cake. Spin my record, let me give you the game. On how to get rich. Take a penny and flip a penny, then 40 billion. Why? I be massaging. What? Car steering wheel, I be massaging. The whole label of the State Free Records in the VA. Oh, we be massaging. Let's have a money shot.